According to President Trump, the United States will now refer to the Persian Gulf as the Arabian Gulf or the Gulf of Arabia.
That was rude. That was pretty rude.
Oh, so we're just out here casually renaming ancient landmarks now?
To the Persian Gulf as the Arabian Gulf, are you going to make that announcement on your own?
They're going to ask me about that when I get there, and I'll have to make a decision.
So you haven't made a decision yet?
I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I don't know if feelings are going to be hurt. Why have a case right over here? It's called Gulf of America, and I guess a lot of people get ideas from us. But the Gulf of America was something I thought should have been named a long time ago. I'm going to be given a briefing on that. It was just done, and I'll make a decision.
It's been the Persian Gulf for over 2,500 years. You can't just hit backspace on history. But since names are so easy to change, should we call you Muhammad Al-Trump now? Or maybe Donald bin Confused? We're not surprised by your decisions anymore. Just wondering how far one man's ego can stretch.
Because in his feeble little mind, he actually thinks it's some kind of accomplishment. And he thinks that it will stay. Like the second he's not in office anymore, they're just going to undo all of the dumb shit that he did. Every single thing. So, again, it's just more waste of time and waste of our tax dollars while they're supposedly being efficient and getting rid of waste.
Interesting. So reports are saying that Donald Trump is planning to rename the Persian Gulf to something else later this week, which will make Iran very furious. You're going to want to see what that is, why, and also hit the follow. I greatly appreciate it. So Trump is rumored to announce that the Persian Gulf be now referred to as the Arabian Gulf. And this has been highly debated for years because the Persian Gulf, which is the body of water that lies between Iran to the east and the Arab countries to the west, has been historically and internationally known as the Persian Gulf for over 2,000 years. The Arabian Gulf, which started in the 1950s, is recognized and referred to that name by mainly Arab countries such as Saudi Arabia and the UAE. And remember, Trump is traveling to Saudi Arabia later this week, so connect the dots. Yet, Iran's foreign prime minister hopped on X and said that he is confident that Donald Trump knows that it is called the Persian Gulf, and while any short-sighted step in this connection will have no validity or legal or geographical effect, it will only bring the wrath of all Iranians from all walks of life and political persuasion in Iran, the US, and across the world. So, do you believe Trump is in the right?
So first it was the Gulf of Mexico. Now you want to change the Persian Gulf name? What? Hi, today is May 7th, and this is the Uckery of the day. So Donald Duck wants to change the Persian Gulf to Gulf of Arabia or the Arabian Gulf. Like, who are you the president of, US or Arabia? I'm confused. And this is set to be discussed in his upcoming trip to Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Qatar. Also, Donald Duck decided to pull the Surgeon General nominee that he had nominated. And yes, a Fox News anchor, Jeanette Nishamwat, was Trump's appointee. However, they've been questioning her medical background, and I heard this coming back as Yankee. And then he decided to nominate Casey Means, and I bet you guessed it, he's an RFK ally. And y'all heard it's the new China ambassador, Republican, or former Republican, David Perdue. So yeah, I guess he's going to lay down the law and show China. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Early but not least, the GOP started to oppose Trump's new U.S. Attorney General pick for D.C.
Long live the Arabian Gulf. Persian Gulf is what Iran calls it. Screw Iran. So thank you once again, President Trump. Just add that to the list of great things that Trump has done. God bless America. God bless Donald Trump. And God bless the Arabian Gulf.
Rumors doing the rounds that the big announcement that is about to be made, an earth-shattering announcement by Trump. The rumor has it that this announcement is about renaming the Persian Gulf to the Arabian Gulf. You see this? You see this, right? It's Persian Gulf. It has always been the Persian Gulf. For so long, the history of Iranians and Persians has been written by its enemies. And even then, it has still been the Persian Gulf. And as Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, the Shah of Iran, said in his interview, you've been to school, you've read the textbooks, you've seen the maps. What does it tell you? The Persian Gulf. This infiltration, this buying history, as some of the GC states are doing in trying to reclassify history and culture, in renaming something which is not theirs to classify. It's Persian Gulf. It will always be Persian Gulf. Persian Gulf forever. Bah, bah.
All right. In today's news, Trump plans to announce the U.S. will refer to the Arabian Gulf rather than the Persian Gulf. And in other news, we are going to start referring to China as China.
The Persian Gulf is not just water. It's a part of our soul. It flows through the identity of a people who shaped history. First recorded over 2,500 years ago during the Achaemenid Empire, when Persia stood as one of the greatest civilizations the world had ever seen. Greek historians, Roman geographers, and scholars, they all called it what it is, the Persian Gulf. Today, the United Nations still affirms that truth. The name is not negotiable. It's historical fact. This Gulf carries the voice of generations. It remembers who we are, and it demands the world does too. This is the Persian Gulf. Always has been, always will be.
Trump really just tried to rename a whole oceanic region just to please Saudi Arabia? Yep. During his upcoming visit to Saudi Arabia, he planned to rename the Persian Gulf to the Arabian Gulf, something that Iran has been opposing for years. This ain't just a pretty name change. It's a slap in the face. It's hostile and it's provocative. Whether you love or hate Trump, this is a bold move. It's kind of like he's fanning the flames in an already heated up country.
You already know what's coming. So apparently, Trump's not just trying to start a war with Iran. He's trying to rename the Persian Gulf. Yes, the actual ocean. Because nothing screams diplomacy like rewriting ancient geography. So 2 White House officials confirmed that during his trip to Saudi Arabia, Trump plans to announce that the U.S. will officially call it the Arabian Gulf instead of the Persian Gulf. Now, Iran's been around since, the Persian Empire, and this name is a massive source of national pride. So, yeah, they're pissed. Now, the U.S. military has casually used Arabian Gulf before, but civilians and international law, still Persian Gulf. Even Google Maps splits the difference. Apple sticks with Persian Gulf. But Trump, he's ready to give the whole region a rebrand for clout. Now, Iran's foreign minister said it best. Trump's friendship is for sale to the highest bidder. Now we know his geography is too. And their new foreign minister issued this warning. Changing the name won't just be meaningless, it will bring the wrath of all Iranians everywhere. Oh, and in case you thought this was just about maps, you remember when Trump tried to change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America? The Associated Press refused, so he literally banned them from the White House press room. And of course, battle is still going on right now. But this isn't just about maps, it's about power, pettiness, and censorship. Trump isn't just erasing names, he's erasing facts. And apparently, if a country won't buy into his version of reality, he'll sell it to someone else. So what's next? Mount Rushmore gets named to Trump Memorial Cliffs or something? Yo, we're not in geography class anymore. We're in gaslight diplomacy.
Have you heard about the big announcement? What exactly is the big announcement? This is something that came out of the blue while President Trump was meeting with Prime Minister Carney of Canada in the Oval Office. He stops and he says, before we go overseas to the Middle East, we're going to have a very big announcement. It's coming up in like a couple of days. So I want right now for you to tell me in the comments exactly what you think this announcement is. First, make sure that you watch what he says and how he says it. Are there any clues here? And by the way, if you're not following yet, do me a favor and follow.
Before then, we're going to have a very, very big announcement to make, like as big as it gets. And I won't tell you on what, but it's going to, and it's very positive.
Come on.
But also, I tell you if it was negative or positive. I can't keep that out. It is really, really positive. And that announcement will be made either Thursday or Friday or Monday before we leave. But it'll be one of the most important announcements that have been made in many years about a certain subject, very important subject. So you'll all be here.
I mean, very, very big announcement about a certain subject, a very important subject, and you'll all be here. Come on, you got to give me something more than that. Look, I'm a big Trump guy. I've interviewed Trump 14 times. I've been to the White House to interview him. Why not just tell us the announcement? I got to tell you, that is a huge tease.
Trump not only uses politics for sale, but geography as well. Yeah. He would like to rename the Persian Gulf the Arabian Gulf, or the Gulf of Arabia. Why? I don't know. I think we have better things we need to concentrate on, but it's Trump, y'all. So, Iran is not happy, but, you know, who cares? Who cares? This is what Trump does. All right. It is a rainy day here in Georgia. I'm fixing to head out, but I will holler back at y'all later. Don't forget, follow me. I'll follow you back. Like my post. Talk to me. I'm a friendly girl. I'll talk back at you. All right? All right, folks. Stick together. You know why? Because we're stronger and better than ever. Bye.
Donald Trump is playing the name game again. Remember how he named the Gulf of Mexico and turned it into the Gulf of America? Well, now he's doing it on the other side of the world, and he wants to rename the Persian Gulf into the Gulf of Arabia or the Arabian Gulf. I think he's got a lot more important issues to deal with than renaming bodies of water. But that's what he wants to do. Now, does it matter to most Americans? No, because the majority of Americans couldn't point it out on a map. Do the people over there care? Yeah, the Iranians care, just like the Mexicans care. It has been called the Persian Gulf since the 1600s. A lot of people don't know that Iran wasn't always called Iran, it was Persia. A lot of people also don't know that Arabs and Persians are not the same. So obviously this is a big bone of contention for the Iranians. So why is Donald Trump doing it? Is it really that important? No, it's bullshit. But the reason he's doing it is because he's not doing a lot of the other stuff that really is important. Remembering lowering the cost of living, he hasn't fixed that. Ending world conflicts, he hasn't fixed that. It's all the stuff that he hasn't done. And what he wants to do is throw something out there so people can latch on to. His supporters love it. They really do. Even though the majority of them, I shouldn't say the majority, that's being unfair, but there are many people in the United States that couldn't point out the Persian Gulf on a map. And I'm talking about Democrats and Republicans. So the reason he's doing it is he's getting you distracted. He's trying to get you focused on bullshit because he can't accomplish a lot of the stuff that he's promised. The big one that he promised to the American people, fixing the cost of living. He can't do that. He can't lower the price of eggs on his own. He can't lower the price of gas on his own. He can't lower mortgage rates. He can't lower rent. Not his fault. He just can't do it, even though he promised it. So he's got you focused on the other stuff. DEI, transgender people, Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of Arabia, you know, all that bullshit that nobody really cares about until he brings it up. That's what he's got us fighting over. Hold him to account. Don't let him pull the okie doke on you. Demand he fixes stuff that matters. All this other stuff, it's just plain bullshit.
Okay, so I just read that, according to 2 White House sources, Donald Trump is going to announce that he is renaming the Persian Gulf to the Arabian Gulf, or the Gulf of Arabia. Why? What is his obsession with renaming things? Also, why does he think he has the authority to do so? Why are you spending your time on these asinine name changes that don't actually mean anything constructive for our country? And once again, why do you think you are allowed to do this? What gives you the authority? It's just a bizarre situation. And I just think it's stupid. At the end of the day, these are idiotic moves. So.
سلام دوستان، امیدوارم که حالتون خوب باشه و نمیدونم چی بگم حالتون خوب باشه. هر دم از این باغ بری میرسد، تازه تر از تازه تری میرسد. ما ایرانی ها هر روز صبح که از خواب بلند میشیم با یه فاجعه تلخ و یه اخبار دردناک از ایران که میشنویم پا میشیم.